Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning. Hope all is well. It's 7:43 a.m. on a sort of a holiday Monday here. It'll be a early closing day at the very least. Looking to take a short here. I'll explain why I'm doing this on a day like this in a moment. Give me 1 second. Right now, looking for this to pull back to that white line, and if so, I will take it short. Here we go. Watching very closely now. And oops. Something on a bracket. There we go. And I'm in. I just got filled now, guys, as that pulled back to that white line. One moment. Just going to make sure my brackets are in good condition here. And yes, they are. I am now short the Dow on what will be a very quiet day. I'm risking 30 here to make 30. It's a 1-to-1. Let me take you over to a 30-minute chart. Here we go. What we have here, guys, is a zone break, right? Well, this is a, let me show you what the markets are doing here. The NASDAQ is actually, everything's basically break even, more or less. The Dow is down 65 points, which is only 19 basis points, so 0.19%. S&P is flat, down 3 points, and NASDAQ, pardon me, is up 7 points. And so I'm looking here to take this short a little bit lower. I'm going to move my marker over to where I actually entered, which was just on this next 2-minute candle, as you see right there. It may have actually been this one. They always look a tiny bit different on TradingView than they do on my platform, but pretty darn close. You will absolutely understand the trade idea here. This is a zone break trade here on the 30. It is an impulsive zone break because of the time of day, 7:45, kind of leading into that 8 o'clock hour, that hour and a half before New York opens. It'll be a very thin, quiet day today. I actually warned, I shouldn't say warned, but I've recommended that most traders don't even trade today, quite frankly, and don't aggressively seek out trades. But when you see a compelling setup like this, given the kind of momentum after this big shift candle up, and then this cascading down, a resting candle, and then a break, it's fairly compelling to me. Zone break, you can also think of this as a trend continuation trade, really. It's not a key zone, so it's more of a Tcon trade, trend continuation. Has a zone functionality in it, but it's a newly formed zone. You'll see over here there is no coverage of that zone marker. As always, I'm watching the Three Sisters as well here, as you can see. I'm just going to remove, I was toying around with the ATR stop. I'm just going to remove that here. Keep it simple. Most of you will know that I recognize the VWAP is what I normally use on this chart. So that's what I'm going to do today, so I don't confuse anybody here. There we go. Reset, reset, reset. There we are. You can see all three of these are bearish, but the Dow is the most bearish of the three. It's the weakest of the three. Almost trading down at 2.5 standard deviations. The NASDAQ is the strongest, not by far, but by a bit. And so I'm shorting the weakest of the three. You see it there clearly now? VWAP, VWAP, VWAP through the middle, and the drop over here. Here we go. Let's put this on pause now, guys. I'll bring you back as this trade develops. Save you from sitting through the grind here. Pause. And there's a new low for the move. We'll see if this will continue or not. See, we're starting to drive down here. I transposed the trade marker from the 2-minute chart over to the 30-minute so you can see what it looks like on the higher time frame. Again, fairly self-explanatory. It's a format of a zone break, but really is a trend continuation trade here. And back on pause. And just to be very clear, guys, I'm always watching the other time frames. So the daily here, of course, is a blue-bodied candle. It is an inside bar or inside candle from Friday, which was Friday was a very bullish day, of course, as most of you may remember. Today we tapped above the top of the body of Friday and then rejected down, and now we have a blue-bodied candle, which is a bearish. So trading near the low of the overnight session, and we are here, of course, at 8:05 a.m. New York time, and so very much pre-New York. For now, though, bearish, right? And then we drop down to the 30-minute. Of course, we have this zone break, if you will, and trend continuation move. As always, I consider the three sisters, all of which, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow, are in sequential wave downtrends below the VWAP. You see this here? So these are bearish configurations and structures, all three supporting this bias, this trade idea, which is a short, obviously. And I'll put you back on pause. Very sluggish this morning, and that's to be expected, as I mentioned earlier, because of the interesting holiday that we have tomorrow, of course, July 4th, and then today being a half day or partial day for most markets. Back on pause. All right, we've been sitting in this trade for a very long time. Initiated at 7:44, 7:45 or so, and now we're looking at 9:16 a.m. We're coming up to New York Open. Pardon me, guys. I'm really struggling to speak English this morning. But driving down here, but I actually added this little zone mark. I'm going to take it out. This is for my group. I sent out my zones while I was on this long pause here. And I just added this, a zone in here. But I want to keep it clean for where we were talking about before. I'm going to take that out for now. It's still very much of an inside candle here on the daily. First trade of the day, likely to be my last trade of the day. I probably won't trade. Even after the open, but anything's possible if something compelling happens. But I like this setup earlier today, and so took it, despite this being a holiday week in the U.S. I generally won't trade in a day like this. I think I mentioned that earlier. It's been so long I've been on pause, I forgot what I said, but I generally don't. But when I see something like this, I'll take it. I'm actually going to move my stop to break even now, guys, as we just made this new low. Stop is at break even. Just to ensure that there is no chance of losing here this morning and on a sluggish and sloppy day. Just waiting for the push down now. A little more caffeine coming in here in the 15 minutes leading up to the open. That's generally what happens for those who are relatively new. Looking for this final push now for 30 points. And there it is. Thanks for being with me today, guys. Likely won't see you later, but who knows? Have an amazing holiday tomorrow if you're in the U.S., July 4th. Or have an amazing week. We'll talk soon. Take care. Thank you for your support and for clicking that like button. Take care.